Now let's talk about grains, film grains. So in the last chapter, we learned about how to get rid of the noise and get rid of the film grains. But film grains can also make the image look a bit more cinematic. In a lot of movies, they use these film grains that make the video look a bit more analog. It doesn't really look like it was filmed on a digital camera. So how do you get film grains? So if I just type grain, there is a film grain option, and if you just drag and drop on a clip, then we have film grain on a clip. But I think in this class you cannot really see the film grain because they are there but they're not really there. So if we go before, you can see the texture here changing in the sky, and this is after. So you can see there is some texture changing. So those are film grains, and that make the image look like it was shot on an analog camera. And you can of course change the opacity. So here, if you go like this, the grains look like this, which is also looking really cool in my opinion. But you can change the opacity here. And what you can also do, you can change the size of the grain. So this is 16 millimeters, so it's a little bit bigger. The grains are a little bit bigger. If you go to 35, then the grains are a little bit smaller. If you go full screen, then you increase the opacity. You can see that the grains are a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller. And if you go 8 millimeter, then the grains are super big. So it almost looks like it is from those digital cameras used 20, 30 years ago. I usually keep it to 35 or maybe 16 mm, so that, and I keep the intensity really low, like opacity until here or so. I usually just keep it until this, and that already makes the image look a bit more nicer. So yeah, that's how you can put grains, but it's really optional. And as I told before, just because you can do it, you don't need to do it. And those were some of the settings that I change always to have a nice grain on my videos. So that was it for the color grading page, and I hope you enjoyed this section. And if you have some confusion, just let me know in the comments below. And now we're going to be going to the Fusion page, and we're going to be doing some effects, which is really cool. We're going to be doing some animations, which is really cool. But what I would be doing is I would be just keeping the previous lecture from DaVinci Resolve previous version, because there's not much change in the Fusion page between those two versions. So you might be seeing a different setup, a different outlook, but the tutorials are the same and you would get the exact same value. So let's go.